I've heard what, and know what they can do, and it's really outstanding. So I'm grateful that she's here tonight.
Is that okay?
I think you need to.
Yes.
Again, I want to first thank the school system for asking us to be a part of this evening, because coming from the Community Services Board, we offer a variety of different services, and I'm here on behalf of our prevention services. And about a year ago, we started the Healthy Youth Coalition. You may have heard of us. We're trying to be at as many events as possible and trying to spread ourselves around in the community, basically meeting different organizations, meeting with law enforcement, meeting with the school system, lots of different areas of individuals, whether it's parents, grandparents, individuals who do not even have children, but basically care about our youth. And what the Highlands Coalition really wants to do is be proactive instead of reactive and offer them, the young people, healthy choices in our community. We were a part of a healthy youth assessment done about 2 years ago, and it said that in our community, one of the main concerns or issues was marijuana use. So that is a part of our focus, but it's certainly not our whole focus. We want to be a part of school safety. We want to be a part of bullying prevention. We recently did smoking stinks at the schools to prevent them from making these choices and showing them that there are healthy choices that they can make. And it's not always the majority of people who are choosing to do these things. It's usually the minority. So they just don't realize that. A couple of things that I brought with me that relate to gun safety, especially in the home, because I definitely don't want to step my foot into the gun debate. But in order for us to be safe and make sure that our kids are safe, the Community Services offers what we have here. This is a cable lock for a gun, and then this is a trigger lock. So we have both types, and they're free. We give them out at events. We also have these medication lock boxes as well. And some people even use those to store a weapon in if need be. But a lot of times access is something that we need to be careful of, whether it's access to weapons, access to substances. So those are things that the Highlands Youth Coalition really tries to help out with. So you might see us at one event talking about suicide prevention, and then we might be at another event talking about tobacco use. Recently we had a community conversation on opioids, and we had a really large turnout at that event. There were a lot of people who were interested from a wide range of areas. We basically had everything from teachers to students, members of the faith-based community, members of law enforcement. We had individuals in recovery. So when you think of the Healthy Youth Coalition, it covers a variety of topics, and we are ready and willing to come to any event that you have in order to promote things, or promote especially healthy choices. Next week we're going to be at Covington High School for the Arrive Alive event, which is sponsored by the CSB, and that basically they bring in a four-wheel drive vehicle, and it is stationary. However, it simulates drunk driving and texting and driving. So that's going to be a nice event for the kids at the high school, and we'll be at Alleghany as well, but that's a nice event for them to be a part of. And when I told my kids about it, they said, well, you better do the texting and driving, and I was like, well, you got me. So all right, well, I have a little presentation here, and I'm going to step out of the way, but I can still be really loud. But basically, this gives you some information about the Healthy Youth Coalition. Maybe. All right, Ms. Morgan, I'm hitting the arrow. Possibly. That's right, I was pointing it that way. Gavin, do you want to hit the arrow?
I can't. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We never said there wouldn't be technical difficulties. Important part of school safety is multitasking, and Ms. Morgan's got that. Thank you. Basically, this just tells you what our mission statement is, and it's to heighten awareness and educate the community to promote healthy and safe lifestyle choices among the youth in the Alleghany Highlands. And what's nice is this isn't something that is just for the city of Covington. It's not just for Alleghany County. It is for the whole community. And we're trying to make sure that we incorporate everyone that we can. Our focus lies in the increased marijuana use. However, we do support and promote the efforts in prevention of other drug use in our youth, as well as just basically everything. You know, we meet with the schools and say, what are you seeing as the key problem in your school? And for some school, for one of the schools, they said that they really had an issue with tobacco use, while another school said that the social media and bullying was their main thing. So we try to basically, drive our services as to what the needs are. Okay? Basically, we have short-term outcomes, and we have really probably met many of these already. To increase community awareness of the impacts of marijuana use, and engage and collaborate with at least 5 community groups. And I'd say we've already done that for sure. Decrease access to marijuana for youth in the Alleghany Highlands. Recently at our Healthy Youth Coalition meeting, and anybody in the community can come to those. We try to have different speakers, and recently Robbie Bates from the Drug Task Force came in, and he talked about what the marijuana use looked like in our area and what other substances that they were seeing. And just the individuals in that room shared with me that they were either surprised or basically they lived in a bubble because they didn't realize that some of these substances are in our area, and that the ability to get to these things is as easily accessible as it is. We want to increase activities for positive lifestyle choices for the youth in the Alleghany Highlands. So we want to have things that they're going to be, entertained with. We all know that one of the main things that you hear complaints about in this community is that there aren't activities for young children. So we're trying to increase the different things that we can be a part of, rather it's partnering with the YMCA, doing things with after-prom parties, doing things with, any of the youth in the Alleghany Highlands. Sports are a big thing around here, so we're going to try to be down at the sports complex during soccer and baseball season so that we can get involved with children, either if they're at the event or they're there attending the event. We do have new brochures, and I have those with me to hand out. And the inside tells you a little bit about what our marijuana issues in the area. And it's nice because all of this information is local. These aren't numbers from Richmond. These aren't numbers from Northern Virginia. These are numbers from our area, so I have these available to hand out later tonight. And you can just click through these kind of quickly. It just gives an overview of what the things are that we've done. Drug-Free All-Stars was a big hit. We did it both at Covington and Alleghany. Like I said, we want to incorporate both schools. Smoking Stakes was very interesting. We just bought a lot of new materials so that the kids realize that they're up to date. They don't look vintage. The kids don't walk up and go, this is old. They feel like that it's new information. Something that we also talked about was we had a lot of questions about e-cigarettes, and so we're getting some new information for that so that we can include that next year when we have Smoking Stakes, because that was a lot of what their questions were. And at the high school, at Alleghany High School, we recently had they did a change to their policy, which is huge because a lot of times schools don't want to change their policy. And so we did change their policy about tobacco use, so that was huge. Our Facebook and Instagram, that is basically how many of the kids in our community are getting their information. Of course, they're not, unfortunately, they're not picking up the newspaper. newspaper to read. Some of them may, but, you know, the adults are getting their information from newspapers and social media, and the kids are also getting it from social media. So we're trying to use Facebook and Instagram as a huge way to bring kids into it. And it is the Youth Coalition, and when you go to a meeting and see 25 adults, we're not doing something right. So in April, we're actually, we've had school resource officers bring students to the meetings, but in April, we're gonna have one after school. I believe it's April the 19th, and I'm gonna get some information out to the schools to hand out, and it's gonna be at the YMCA after school, and it's gonna be a free event. We're gonna feed them, because if you feed them, they will come. So give them an opportunity to kind of learn more about the event, and also how they can be a part of it, because it's not really that we want them to be a part of it and be a part of teaching and telling us what they need and how they best want to learn. We don't want to preach to them, we want them to preach with us so that we can draw more people in. There's our Instagram. And recently, when we had the opioid conversation, which is really a huge issue, because like I said, I'm coming from the Community Services Board. We also have mental health and substance use treatment at our building. And something that we have had, we've seen an increase in the individuals coming in who are addicted to opioids, and that is really an issue that is right under the surface in Alleghany County. And there's something that you can do if somebody is having a drug overdose from an opioid. It's called Narcan, or naloxone, and it will save a life. And basically, individuals in our building have it. I know for the county, the law enforcement carries it. I'm not sure about what the city response is yet. But the individuals, and I do know that Alleghany County Sheriff's Department used it this past weekend and saved a life. And that was the first time that they've used it, and that is epic. We're going to offer training. We work together with the Sheriff's Department to provide Revive training. And there are 2 Revive trainings, and actually I have handouts because that's not very clear, but it is free to the community. Anyone can come. You do not have to have CPR training to be able to do this. You have to be over 18 to be a part of the training. As I said, there's going to be one at 12 o'clock at the city library, and then there's going to be one at 6 o'clock at the Community Services. It's about an hour-long training. It's very simple, and it can save a life. It doesn't have to be to save a life in your job that you do. It could literally be, you could be standing near somebody in Walmart and somebody could have an overdose. You could be at a sporting event. You really just never know when that's going to happen. And the good thing, I don't know enough to speak to all of the things that it's good for, but I do know that you can't hurt someone by administering it, which I think is something that's important to know. So if you use it and they're not suffering from an opioid overdose, it's not going to hurt them. However, if they are having an overdose and you administer it, it can save their lives. So I want as many people to come as they can. I mean, really, like I said, you just never know. You might think that you don't have anybody in your life that is experiencing that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody in your immediate family. It could be a member of your church, a member of a group or an organization. Like I said, you could be standing on the soccer field, and it could be somebody that's around you. So, like I said, it seems like we're talking about many different things, but prevention services does cover many different things, because we want to prevent them from having any sort of negative impacts on their life, whether it's mental health, substance use, bullying, social media, just about everything that you can think of that could possibly be a danger to their health and safety. We want to be there to cover for that. And with the school safety also, the see something, say something movement. We have mental health services, so if there's ever anybody making threats or suffering from depression or making threats to themselves or others, they can always call our emergency services line. We have staff that is available in this area 24 hours a day, and we also have staff that is at the office as far as adults and child therapists and things like that, so we can reach out and hopefully help you. Thank you for having us. with them. And like I said, I didn't have any other medication lock boxes with us, but that's something that a lot of times people don't realize is something that they need to, even if they think that no one in their household might get into their medicine cabinet, you don't know who your children are bringing over. You don't know when somebody else could open up your medicine cabinet and either take something that could possibly hurt them or leave your house with something that they could either sell or use to hurt another person. So definitely, if you've got extras of anything and you're not using it, we also have medication disposal units that you can put your unused medication in, add water, shake it up, and the medication is no longer harmful. So we appreciate your time and your attention, and if anybody ever needs any more information, you can call us. We'd be happy to come and speak at any events or hand out things at events that you have.